Team one Sarah, in the build up to the election, she called my wife a prostitute. That my wife, and he endorses these things because these are his aides. There is no way your personal aides will be attacking people. Your critics, they'll be attacking them, insulting them. There's no name. They didn't call me. They called me a terrorist. They called me a gun runner. They said I was the one that supplied his aides, his close aides. That was the one that supplied arms for gun running for Dino. What is my business with Dino? They called me a murderer. There's no name. They called me a blackmailer. Blackmailing who? This same Peter who cannot tolerate criticism today calls Showore a blackmailer in chief because Sarah reporters ran the story against him. He's a political fraud.
Okay, so
and look at I called him a religious bigot. Of course, on this station, the former PDP chairman in Anambra in his state said he was the one that divided and started religious division in Anambra between the Anglicans and the Catholics. Look at what he did in the last election. Look at what he was discussing with my Bishop Oyedepo, the Yes Daddy thing, calling the election a religious war, that he should be supported because the election is a religious war. He's a religious bigot. I said what I said he should do his work.
Share of the national cake. And that is why I told you Tinubu should be embedded in our curriculum because he's coming as well as already changed the dynamics in our political space. And that is why you see people that wants to feel the heat, of bites. They will do everything whenever they are being courted to their side to support, to show you. And I believe that there is so much money in the economy, in the political space, that everybody now want to have their own bite of the entire action. That is why you see the so-called human rights crusaders. They are human rights my ass or my foot because they are only seeking validation for their struggle. And Adeyanju and his ilks fall into this foot.
Just expressing my thoughts about why the opposition should come together and unite against the criminal APC and roguish APC government that always rig elections. That if the opposition is divided, that there's no way they can win. I was just expressing my political thoughts and views. The idea of the Obi candidacy excited me, and I said, but that he needed the buy-in of Atiku and Kwankwaso. I even urged Kwankwaso to deputize Obi. I urged Atiku to step down for Peter Obi, and all that. So in the process of that analysis, just expressing my views, I also said the fact that Atiku has been running for president in perpetuity, that he cannot continue to run. I was just expressing my views as a Nigerian. So then Peter Obi all of a sudden started trying to reach out to me to meet me. But at that time I was out of the country. I think I was in Dubai or somewhere. So, but he was persistent in reaching out to me. And I was avoiding him. But I didn't want to see him because I didn't want it to look like, because I've expressed my views, which seems to be like almost in his favor, he now wants to see me and corner me to be one of his supporters. I don't want to support any politician because I'm not partisan. Because some people had already started even resigning from activism and joining him. So I didn't want to join his bandwagon, but I was excited by the idea of Peter Obi because, of course, Southeast have not produced a president in a very long time, except after post-independence anyway. So I was excited. So subsequently, I made some further views, and this time around, he was more persistent. So one of his aides, a journalist, reached out to me. So we subsequently met, and I said yes. He commended me for some of my views and all that, and said that it would be exciting to work together. I said I'm not working with anybody. But I now made some observations about the things that he has been accused of doing in the past. Corruption. Sarah reported a story where his staff was caught with money. He tried to explain it, but I was not satisfied. Then I also raised the issue about these issues of him using state resources in Anambra to invest in his family business. His explanation to me in his defense was that he had resigned from the company before he became a governor, I was flabbergasted. I couldn't just wait to get up to leave the place. I'm like, how can a man that wants to be president of Nigeria not see the clear abuse? You understand? That he has abused his office to do such a thing. He was justifying it. He didn't see anything wrong in it. I was completely disgusted. So eventually, I didn't want to disrespect him, so I wanted to leave. And then he got into, because we were like in the living room, it's like a suite. Then he got into a room and said, oh, please, he's coming. That he wants to go inside the room and he has something for me. So he brought one envelope or something like that. And said, no, this is just a small thing. It's just for coming, blah, blah, blah. I said, I laughed. I said, that means you don't know me. I said, and you are friends with Mimiko, former Governor Mimiko and others. There are people that I was close to. You will have asked them about me. If we do anything because of conviction, it's even me that will bring out of my money and support you. You know, so he kept insisting that it's not like that, it's not what I'm thinking. I said, God forbid, I left. So, however, I never revealed what happened.
Or whether they did one illegal transaction or the other, it should come out and tell Nigerians, you know, and let it not be that this Deji we are talking about has been on the background for some time now, until he became somehow significant when he got himself involved with Very Dark Man. I don't know whether it was the Very Dark Man that employed him or he's the one that employed. I don't know how they got get to know themselves to that extent. But I do not see specifically what he can actually, you know, pinpoint, you know, that Obi actually did wrong. Or do you have something you have not told Nigerians, or do you have a secret thing who and Obi has engaged in one way or the other, you know, to let Nigerians know this is actually the centroid we are looking at in Obi personality is not even correct. You know, these are the shady deals or the dark side of Obi. Unveil it. You know, and you keep on, you know, beating around the bush often and on about Obi, you know, because Deji we know, you have also a dark side. You have a very dark background. You know, a lot of people know.
Popular Nigeria human rights activist Deji Adeyanju is having it out with supporter of Peter Obi, which they are popularly known as Obidient, because of some of accusation that Deji Adeyanju have against Peter Obi, that is just a political fraud that people are parading as innocent, as angel, and even go further by saying that if they present President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Peter Obi in 2027, that straight up is going to vote for President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and not Peter Obi, and this thing has generated a lot of controversy. So many Obidient have rolled out their asset, their missile to attack the Adeyanju, and you know, it's their normal routine. Everybody know what they did to Sowore when Sowore have a story against Peter Obi. It was even chasers of Facebook, and it was named the blackmailer in chief. So and I think it's turn of the Adeyanju now. But what I'm wondering is that when somebody is at opposition, he has not become president, and we cannot have any reservation against him, then the next thing is for people to be attacking you. Then what if he become president? Because when you look at all what Deji Adeyanju is saying here, I think he has some points, because politics is about a house. If you don't build house will not build itself. That is the truth of the matter. And you need political structure. You should not be selfish in politics. If you are too selfish in politics, then you are going nowhere. If there is nobody to work for you in a particular place, then you may go nowhere. And people that want to work for you, if they are not powerful, then you may go nowhere, because you also need power. You need power so that people will be able to work for you. You need people, the powerful people to work for you. If it's just ordinary people that are not influential, people that they don't even know where their next meal will come from. They don't even have earning potential in the community. If they are the kind of people that have like maybe 90% of your support, then you may go nowhere. You still need some powerful people. Look at what the Adeyanju is saying here, that a candidate of your party is contesting in Ekiti State, but instead of you to be there, you are at Egypt. Egypt doing what? You need to, at least your presence in that place, two things. Number one, you have to drum support for your candidate. Number two, you yourself, you are promoting yourself that you are a leader. That you are a leader. It's very, very important that you should be in a particular place at a particular, in a right place at the right time. That is the right time that you're supposed to be. You know, recently they buried, our former President Muhammadu Buhari, and everybody was wondering why Obi was not present on the day of burial. Go. Although he came out to, give us some, I don't want to call it excuse, of course. You may have delay or any challenge at any particular time, but I think he should be very, very sensitive enough to make sure that that kind of opportunity, it didn't pass him by. The same traces, the thing sound alike. It's like all what Obi wants is just for him to become president, and everything after that one, you may not be interested again. And anybody that is doing like that, you may not get what you want, especially in a kind of a politics that we are running in this country, except that person has fall from throne of grace. That is why somebody like President Bola Ahmed Tinubu will not be in that occasion where his own candidate is campaigning. You will find him there. Whether the person will win or the person will lose, you will find him there. You will find him, give solidarity support to his follower. And that's what make people to be talking about him, that he has developed so many people. If you cannot plant people, nurture them, it may be very, very difficult for you yourself to get what you want. Besides, another angle is the issue of people that are very close to Peter Obi. They don't want to listen to any critics. Any little thing you have against Peter Obi, Oga, they don't want to listen to it. Which kind of leader will Obi be if he becomes president of this country and people think we cannot criticize him? And somebody was even arguing that it was Obi's supporter now, not Obi himself. No. Look at how people got it wrong. Look at how they got it wrong. Some of these people that are very close to Obi will definitely find themselves at the corridor of power if Obi become president. And we will not be able to correct Obi again. And we will not be able to talk again. Then what will differentiate Obi from this present leader that we are complaining that they don't like critics? Some of them, you cannot criticize as well. Tinubu. Anytime you do that, you see Bayo Nanuga come and give you end up. Anytime you want to protest, they have rolled out barrier of gun. The police will have been shooting tear gas and all sorts of things. You cannot criticize them. But what we differentiate to be from this present administration, from this present scenario that we are witnessing, when you don't allow people to express themselves, that this is the reservation I have against Obi. And that is what the Adeyanju was saying, that Obi should have been in that campaign ground where one of his candidates is campaigning in Ekiti. He should have been there. It will have been a double thing for him. He himself is promoting himself. Makes yourself available in Ondo State. Of course, you have so many Obidient. In Ekiti State, you have so many Obidient in Ekiti State. Majority of them really even want to see you, which I can't remember, maybe Obi even touched ground in Ekiti State when we were doing 2023 election. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. That's not where I'm going. So that point that Adeyanju raised is a valid point. It's a valid point. And before they will push you to the way they push, the way they push the Adeyanju, before the Adeyanju react in that way, that means he has been pushed, and he's a human being. He said one of the very close aides to Peter Obi called his wife a prostitute, called the Adeyanju a blackmailer, called him a terrorist supplying weapons to people. But immediately you have issue with anybody. This is my challenge with them. Immediately they have challenge with everybody. They will do and roll out all the arsenal, all the weapon in their arsenal, and make sure that they kill that person. It's either they kill him politically, or they kill his career, or even if he has business, they make sure that they turn the business down. Go and check some of the artists that supported Tinubu in the last general election. Go and see, well, their testimony, how some of them are losing, endorsements and all sorts of a thing. With that kind of a thing, I don't think anybody that surround themselves with this kind of people will also give us what he wants in this country, because they will thought that everything that he does, he is 100% correct. I'm listening to Deji Adeyanju when he said he has some reservation against him about investing in a personal, a company, a family company, investing Anambra State money in a personal company, a family company. And the defense that Obi will bring out is that he has resigned before he become governor. You have resigned, but your interest is also there. It's not compulsory that you will be a director in that company. It's not compulsory. Somebody else can be a director, but your interest is there. And the Adeyanju was wondering that why Obi don't see anything wrong in that action, and why his follower don't see anything wrong in that action.